Hello and welcome back to Save Ourselves, or if you're new here, then hi. I am Aparna. So, in this video, we will be talking about how to deal with this pandemic again. Now, if you can make out the frustration that I'm hiding while saying the word again, then brownie points for you. To be very honest, this entire lockdown fiasco during the first wave did not hit me as hard as the second one did. But boy, this one's tough, and that's what I wanted to address today. So, last year, almost during this time, I made a blog post called Time Investment Ideas During Social Distancing. So, that post contains a solid list of 20 things that you can spend your time on while we're all stuck at home. So, if you're interested, feel free to check it out. But to be completely honest, most of my days are spent in one form of escapism or the other, whether it's endlessly binging Gilmore Girls or raiding my fridge and my cabinet for snacks, or simply not getting out of bed until 11 am when finally my body can't bear to fake sleep anymore. And believe me, no exaggerations included here. So that's what most of my April has looked like, and I can see that slowly seeping into May as well. Now, if you've come this far, I'll assume it's either because you derive a sense of entertainment from the descriptions of my misery, or that you resonate with the state of my being in your own way. If the latter is your reason, let's move on to actually dealing with the situation at hand. Now, let's face it, the pandemic sucks. Whatever motivation we had in the earlier days to take up painting classes and switch from one video call to the other, or even make things like dalgona coffee and banana bread, is on the verge of being empty. I think I ran out on mine quite a few weeks ago. The past seems so sweet, the present seems so bitter, and the future shifts between the two, depending on whether you look at it from the angle of hope or uncertainty. And to top it all, the meta emotion I have here is of feeling guilty of all of these feelings that I just ranted about, because I do recognize my privilege. I'm thankfully able to work comfortably from my own space on a course that has adjusted to the online ways, and I'm well fed and taken care of. Do I even have the right to be saying all of this? So, amidst all of the confusion, hopelessness, and chaos, here are some of my best tips to deal with this pandemic again. Number one is that it's okay to get just the bare minimum done. Most of us have some sort of work related responsibilities at the moment, whether it's school or work, household, businesses, etc. In the pre pandemic world, we were on most days capable of getting to some extra tasks. Whether it was picking up some hobbies, working on personal projects, socializing, or lots of other things that came easily to us. However, in this scenario, getting to anything beyond the bare minimum seems almost impossible, and that's okay. The very notion that we can handle our career responsibilities is an achievement in itself, because let's face it, at times, getting that bare minimum done also requires a lot of effort on your end. Please remember that it's survival mode right now, and do only as much as you can get to. Be kind to yourself if you can't make yourself get to any of those extra things for a while. And going to number two, also keep in mind that it's okay to be doing well on some days. So the contrast of the earlier mentioned point is that on some days, things might be very smooth for you, and you may be astonished at the fact that you were able to get so much done despite what's going on. That feeling almost is accompanied by guilt when you feel like, is it even right to feel so happily productive given what's going on around me? Well, yes. Take life as it comes right now and live each day intuitively. Productive and lethargic days even each other out, and in this time period, there are bound to be several ups and downs in your graph. Try to be as accepting of them as possible. Number three is watch how you're talking to yourself. We are the ones we spend most of our time talking to, and right now, especially so. When the outer world begins to feel devoid of hope, our mind can begin to reflect the same. It's natural for us to become easily frustrated or disappointed in ourselves, and it takes efforts to be aware of our self-talk and actually work on it so that it is beneficial for us. One rule of thumb to keep in mind is, if it's not something you would say to someone else, then don't say it to yourself. Or another way of looking at the same thing is, talk to yourself as you would talk to a loved one, because you are included in that list. Number 4 is try doing something good for yourself. Now, I was refraining myself from putting in any tips that might be actually hard to put to use, and this one did put me in a dilemma. But what I realized is that at times we can get so caught up in wallowing and thinking about all the negativity over and over again that it turns toxic. We can break this train of thought by doing something that's good for us. For example, making myself open up my laptop and typing out this entire script after being glued to my bed for the entire day getting lost in the world of Gilmore Girls is the good thing that I decided to do for myself. Why? Because writing leaves me feeling accomplished and satisfied with myself and motivates me to continue doing that. Was it hard? Yes. Did I fail for a couple of days? Absolutely. But this decision has left me with a sense of fulfillment. And no matter how small the thing is, choosing to do something good for yourself can turn your entire day around. Trust me. Finally, number 5 is to try to see the light at the end of the tunnel. The pandemic has taken over our lives with such force that it feels apocalyptic at times. But like everything in this world, it is temporary. How temporary we don't yet know, but its temporariness is inevitable. We will go through change in the future, and that's what we can look forward to. Having things to look forward to is a very powerful feeling. It evokes hope, and I think that's what the world runs on. So don't stop planning your future or dreaming about the things you want to do, because even though our plans may change 1,000 times, they might just work out the next time. There is light at the end of the tunnel. Now, I hope that this video was useful for you in some way or the other. Now, I've included 5 tips here, but I have 5 more tips that are included in the blog post that accompanies this video. You can find that linked in the description below. These 5 tips will also be covered sometime during this week over on the Save Ourselves Instagram page, so don't forget to check that out as well. And I really hope that you take care and stay safe. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.